This month alone, the AI voice agents I've built for tons of companies like insurance, plumbing, HVAC, telecom have booked appointments, answered calls at all times of the day, wrote to CRMs, all with no human intervention. Just as an example, for plumbing, there was a call at 2:13 a.m. last week, an emergency plumbing situation. My AI agent answered that call and it turned into a $900 service. This is not theory. These are deployed agents that are being used in companies right now. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly the in and out of how these agents are made. For this video, I'll be doing an example for home services. If you're in home services, you're not losing clients because you're not doing more marketing. You're not doing more ads. You're losing customers because you're not answering the phones at all times. You're having it go to voicemail and people are calling the next plumber. When something goes wrong in your house, like water's leaking from your roof, you don't call someone up on your phone, like going to the nearest plumber, calling them up, and you hear a voicemail, you don't go, oh, I'll just call the same plumber tomorrow. No, you go to the next plumber and you call them. They go to voicemail, you go to the next plumber and you call them. So this is a speed to lead kind of industry. So you need to always have someone manning the phones. So that's where AI voice agents come in. By the end of this video, you're going to know how this AI voice agent can sound like one of the employees on your team, how it can book real appointments, how it can escalate emergencies to on-duty plumbers, how it can give confirmations, follow-ups, and log into your CRM, and lastly, how you can clone this for your business or your agency where you can sell this exact AI voice agent to other businesses. Instead of just talking to you about how AI voice agents work, why don't I just call the AI voice agent I'm going to be using for this video that you're going to be following on making with me.
Welcome to AutoQuill Home Services. How can we help you today?
Hey, I want to book an appointment. There's a leak in my faucet.
We can certainly help with that. Could I start by getting your full name, please?
Yeah, my name is Bob Barker.
Thanks, Bob. Can I have your email address as well?
Yeah, it's adrian@gmail.com.
Great. So that's adrian@gmail.com, correct?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Now, provide the. Thank you, Bob. Could I also have the best phone number to reach you at?
Yeah, it's 123-123-4567.
Great, Bob. What type of service are you looking for? Would it be plumbing repair and maintenance for the faucet leak?
Yeah, let's do plumbing.
All right. So a plumbing service related to a faucet leak. When would you prefer us to come by for the repair?
Could we do 10 a.m. tomorrow?
We have an available slot tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Would you like to confirm this appointment?
Yeah, let's book it.
Bob, you're all set for a plumbing repair at your home tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that'll be all. Thank you. So based off that call, you were able to log information to this CRM, book an appointment, and send the customer a text. Let me show you what that looks like. So here's the CRM. You can see full name, Bob Barker. I have no earthly idea why I said that name. It's the only thing that came to my mind at that moment. So don't mind that. You can see we got the email, the phone number, the service type, the preferred time, the location type, and the appointment booked. We said 10 a.m. in the call, and we actually have 10 a.m. right here, AutoQuill booking. And then you can see on my phone right here, this is the text that I got saying, hey, Bob Barker, plumbing appointment here. And then here's your plumbing appointment details right here, right in the link. So let's get straight into how we're going to be building this. Okay, so here is the overarching view of how this is made. This is what I call the AI voice agent cake. This is the most simple way that you can build an AI voice agent. So this is what I'm going to be showing you. The first layer is going to be Vapi. This is going to be your base for everything. This is the software that AI voice agents actually sit on, and it connects a bunch of other things like N8N. N8N is something that Vapi, the voice agent, talks to, which is N8N. N8N is just a way to automate workflows, to connect different things like Google Sheets, Google Calendar, and Twilio. So the voice agent will be like, I have a client one that wants to book an appointment. It'll log it, in the CRM Google Sheets. But how does it do that? It sends something to N8N, right? And then it then sends it to Google Sheets. Google Sheets will write it into the CRM, which is exactly what I showed you before. And then it'll go to a Google Calendar, and then it'll check availability and book an appointment in Google Calendar. And then it'll go to Twilio, which is just a phone provider that you can buy phone numbers on. And it'll say, hey, send this text to this phone number, and then it'll do it. So this is the AI voice agent cake that I'll be walking through for this entire video. Sorry, I had to get a coffee. All right, so this is going to be Vapi. This is going to be the voice agent platform. The most important part of this is going to be your prompt. So I'll do a quick walkthrough of this, kind of have it explain how it is made and everything like that. But don't worry about like taking screenshots, asking ChatGPT like, hey, can you put this into text for me? Don't do that. I'll be posting this in my school community. I'll put it in the link if I remember. Just go to the school community. It's free. You could just take this, never look at it again. I'm going to be posting all of my workflows that I do for my entire business to selling to customers. So join in, say hey, it would be amazing. But let's get to the actual video. So what I really like to do, and I've seen in the industry, is you always start your voice agent with a role, kind of giving it some more context and what it is. Then you give it some context into what the agent is a part of. So business name, current time, phone number, stuff like that. And then you start to get to the tasks. This is going to be like the step-by-step of what the agent is going to do. So first you have the greeting. Second, you're going to try and get the intent from the user. That'll tell it where to go, like if it should go to appointment booking, if this is an emergency, if this is just an inquiry into they want an invoice or something like that. So what the first task is going to be is appointment booking. That's what you saw in my demo, right? So we have the name, email, phone number, service type, preferred date, time, location, stuff like that. We then use the Get Jobs tool, which I'll go over in a second, to see if they're already an existing customer. This will be really, really cool for a business where if someone calls in and they have a leak, but they had a leak, a year ago, right? And it's like, oh, is this Dave? We have in our records that you had so-and-so before. That'll really make the customer feel like you care about them, you haven't forgot about them, and it'll make your retention so much higher because the customer, they're just not like another number to you. You actually remember them and what their issue was last time, right? Then you actually have the check availability. And then if they want to book an appointment, you book an appointment here. If they book that appointment, it will create a job in the CRM, which is Google Sheets, which you saw, and then it'll thank the user and then it'll be done. Now, if the intent at the beginning is like, oh, I have an urgent issue, or oh, a pipe burst, or oh, the inflatable collapse, or something like that, something really bad happened, it will instantly go to the emergency case tool where it will get the full name, phone number, address, and it'll go into the log emergency tool, which we'll talk about. What it'll be doing is it will be logging it in our CRM as an emergency, but also doing a transfer call function, which will just call another phone number, which is going to be your plumber on staff or whoever is going to be on call. Then we have example conversations. This is amazing to do for an agent, so it can really, really get the context around anything you're doing. Really spelling out the email, splitting up the number like this, dealing with an emergency situation, a general inquiry on pricing or hours, stuff like that. And then guardrails. This is to make sure someone doesn't like call your agent and they're like, teach me how to make a cupcake in 10 seconds kind of a thing, stuff that honestly I would do if I was talking to a voice agent from a company. So this is making sure the agent doesn't like go off the rails or anything like that. And there's fine tuning that's happening when all of these calls are going to a CRM after, and we're logging the transcript and the audio recording, where if stuff bad happens, we can set a success indicator that will say, call went bad or call went good, success or failure, right? And if we get a ton of failures, we log all that information, we bring it together and we decide, why are these failures, right? And really making the agent better. Rules to follow, get guidelines, and just general stuff, right? Just a quick walkthrough of this. You're going to want to choose OpenAI probably for the provider here. The model is probably going to want to be GPT-4o. It's like a middle ground between mini and like the latest. Doesn't cost as much. Voice, you can really use anything. You can use Vapi's like integrated voices. They're not too bad. But ElevenLabs is better. You just have to pay for it instead. Don't change transcriber, anything like that. I've done it before and it's made it 10 times slower. Don't do that. And then tools. This is where we're going to get into tools. So your voice agent, it has a prompt now, right? But what are you going to do with that prompt? The prompt has to call on things to, become an agent, or unless it's just a chatbot, if you just have a prompt, you know what I mean? So let's go to those tools. So let's first go to the Get Jobs tool. This Get Jobs tool, all you have to do is write Get Jobs and have the phone number. It'll look up this phone number in the CRM. Then we have the Create Jobs details. For all of these, you just have to have name, email, location, phone number, service type, location type, preferred time, and appointment booked. For all of these, I'll go into the edits real quick. So for name, it's a string, it's a customer name. Make sure for all these you're putting required. If you don't do that, sometimes the agent will just like not put it and start messing up your CRM and stuff like that. That's what this red dot means right here, that it's required. Customer email, location, branch address mentioned on the call, stuff like that. Phone number, service type. This is actually a good thing right here. So if you have a field that there's already going to be predetermined values, like service type. I know the service types at my business, right? I know it's plumbing and repair, electrical work and installations, or heating and cooling and appliance services. So if I know those are the only 3 values, I don't want the agent to like mess that up. I just put in these enum values, put in the values right here, like these 3. And now the agent will only put in these values and it will relay that to the customer and ask the customer these 3 values like we saw on the call. Then we have location type, which is going to be in-store or on-site. Preferred time, just the time of the appointment. And then appointment booked. This is going to be the booking link that it actually gets from these 2 booking tools right here. I'll talk about these server settings in a second. And the last one is going to be log emergency. All you're going to need is name, location, emergency number, and details. I already went over these 3, so all you need is the emergency details here. Details of the emergency situation. Not that crazy, guys. All right, and then the last thing are going to be the book appointment cal and then check availability cal. These actually are pre-built things in the Vapi workspace. That's why I use Vapi. They're pretty awesome. So you go to create tool, you go to Google Calendar, and they have create event and check availability. I just rename them. All you have to do is sign into your Google in the integrations, which will be right here. I won't click it because my API keys are in there. I don't know if they're showing. You just go to that, go to Google Calendar, and you just click it. It'll be really easy sign in. Not to do it like API keys or anything like that. All right. So now that we've gone over all these tools, we need to get these server settings. This is just a ping as to where it needs to ping the N8N workspace. So let's go to that. All right, and here's going to be all of our N8N workflows. So first is going to be our get jobs by the phone number. This is looking at the customer by their phone number in our CRM. We're going to be create a new job workflow right here. Then we're going to have the log and inquiry. This is if the AI agent can't answer the question, then we'll send an email to the business and log in our CRM. And then log an emergency case. This will log it in our CRM, send a text and an email to the business about what's going on. So what I was talking about earlier is this production URL. You need to copy this, right? And you need to put it into all of these server settings right here for the respective tool. And I actually saved it for the emergency. So For the emergency, you go to production, copy, super easy. See URL copied is down here. And then you go to log emergency. You go down to server settings. You just paste it in, super easy. Save it, and then it's done. Now it'll ping it. Make sure your workflow is saved up here. But once you paste all of these workflows into your CRM, it'll be super, super easy to, integrate them into your service. All you'll need to do is configure the Google Sheets, the OpenAI model. You just need an API key if you don't have it, the Twilio, and then design your Gmail. Everything else will kind of work perfectly. It's a very easy setup. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'll make sure to answer them. But to go through the workflows real quick, this one, all it does is look up a phone number in the job. It'll just look up the phone number. And then, actually, this got deleted for some reason. I don't know what happened there. I must have deleted it a second ago. But the second one is, the second workflow that we have is to create a new job. Vapi will ping this. It'll add a row to your CRM in the job sheet. It will prompt this AI agent to really nicely format a Twilio text. It'll send a text to the customer just like you had seen before. This log query, all it does is append a query to our inquiry CRM, writes a really nice ChatGPT response and sends an email. And then for this emergency, I explained it before, it'll pen a row in your emergency CRM, write a nice text, write a nice email. You don't need an AI agent for all these. You could just really nicely craft an email, but I have the AI agent in here for all these responses. So it's a little different every time. It can smartly think through what the customer is going through and send a text. So there doesn't need to be someone reading through the transcript. Now, what most people are going to say to this, I don't need this. I already have someone answering the phone, or no, I already have a voicemail. Probably wouldn't be worth it. So let's go through an example. Plumbing company that gets 20 inbound calls a week. Let's just say 25% are after hours. Leaks don't only happen from 9 to 5. I'm just going to guess, Well, I know. I've worked with companies, right? The close rate when answered instantly is going to be 60% or greater versus with a voicemail box, 15%. And that's really, really conservative for a voicemail, where I would imagine it's really like 5%. But let's be really nice, right? The average ticket for a plumbing service is $600. So for after hours, 5 times 60% times 600 is $1,800 a week, which is $7,200 a month that you are leaking for a plumbing business, HVAC business, a roofing business, any kind of business where emergencies happen and you need to be on that phone. That's why you need someone always on that phone, and why AI voice agents are the future for all of these types of businesses or after hours phones. People manning phones after hours is really, really important. Because when a client calls and it's answered, it's booked, you get paid. This is you. You're really happy. I don't know why I actually don't have little money things here. Right? This is you. This is you with your money. But if it goes to voicemail, they're not going to wait. They're just going to call someone else, and you're not going to get paid. You're going to look like this. You're sad and not booking clients. Okay? So if you want the blueprint to how I built this entire thing, the Vapi prompt, the Google Sheets tables, the N8N workflows, how I built everything else, all you have to do is join this free community right here. Click join, take the templates, download them, and you can sell this to customers yourself. Or if you're a business owner, you can download this and try and do it yourself. And if you need help, you need to have an expert do it for you. Just click the link below and book an appointment with us. We'd love to work with you. And we're offering a special deal right now where if you book off of this YouTube video, you get 10% off. All you have to do is use the code VAPI. If you get clients by people calling you, you don't need more marketing. You need to retain the current leads that you're getting. And the best way to do that is to have someone always manning the phones. That's where AI voice agents come in. If you want to stop leaking leads, just contact me and we can get it done for you.